Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Fire Force Chapter 220. When we last left our heroes, Shinra and Iris had their reunion in the aftermath of alternate Shinra striking her the day before, where Shinra apologized for his alternate self's actions. Iris explained what's been going on in the world, with more flame humans appearing, and second and third generations getting stronger, including Iris developing abilities. Which apparently she's always had, at a very low level, to the point where, her heightened form is she can make a small ball of fire on her fingertip. And it was coming to talk to Shinra about that led to the strike. And looking at that scene again, I start to think that alternate Shinra either thought she was Hashirame or was aware of her status as a doppelganger. But also, Shinra figured out that Iris is Amaterasu's doppelganger. Is Hashirame's doppelganger, I mean. So anyway, let's jump right on into Chapter 220, The Father of Proto-Nationalism, which I hope is referring to Beni. I don't know. Our cover picture here is just Arthur looking up. Nothing to say there. Iris has paid Shinra a visit and told him she's become a third generation, but she also feels like some kind of imitation. For Shinra, the words call to mind the image of the first pillar, Amaterasu. Okay. So we open up in Asakusa, Company 8's temporary covert headquarters, which does allow for a lot of Beni, like I'm predicting. And Victor is still kind of putting the pieces together of everything that's happened in the past day. No, he's talking to Shinra, actually. So Shinra-kun, after the appearance of the first pillar... Oh, no, so he's thinking about Shinra. I was thinking that the So Shinra-kun was an indication he was talking to Shinra, not talking about Shinra. So Shinra-kun, after the appearance of the first pillar, lost all memory of the following 3 months, and for that interval was, in actuality, a different person entirely, a separate identity with a link to Adola. As the pillars emerge, our world and Adola grow closer, which may have been what spurred the change in identities. He's talking with Hibana, and they're both putting all the pieces together. Meanwhile, spontaneous human combustion is spurred by the assimilation of one's doppelganger within the self. Doppelgangers are another version of us that exist in Adola. So for these past months, was Shinra being controlled by his doppelganger? Another version of us that exists in Adola. Just what is Adola, then? And Victor continues to scratch his chin. Do you have anything to add that's actually useful? And Hibana snaps at him, that's rich. I don't hear you offering any deep insights, filthy budget leech. And Scott pops out of Victor's afro. I guess he just fucking sleeps there now. You said something before about the tear in space, right? About us animals being able to talk and how that's a hint? That's what Arthur-kun said. There's also what Arthur-kun said about the personality in question. He mentioned that it resembles the rumors surrounding Shinra-kun during their training. And Hibana picks up that. That would mean Shinra became something based off the public image of him. But what hypothesis can we really come to based on the information we have? What exactly is going to happen when the eighth pillar appears? And we get a whole look at what seems to be the entire empire, the whole island. Whatever's left of Tokyo or Japan or whatever. The pillars are all circling the island. So that's an interesting vision. These latest chapters have had some really cool pages. Thinking back to the huge infernal towering over Korono and Shinra, now there's this one that's just really simple but really cool to look at. And then we cut back to Shinra and Obi now, talking a bit more casually. What do you think of the covert headquarters? Sounds more official than hideouts. Come on, take a load off. And he pats the bench next to him. Okay. And Shinra sits down. They have this little house in Asakusa, so Vulcan renovated it for us. Ah, makes sense. So how you doing? Cooled off? Well, I think I've got a handle on what happened to me. It just doesn't really seem real yet. Man, you were so far off the rails. It's almost a shame you can't remember it. And Shinra, blushes and has, a trademark grin. That expression. Yep, you're Shinra, all right. Come on, stop laughing. Sorry. You were a real hellion for the last few months, but at the end of the day, I couldn't bring myself to hate you. And Shinra looks at him. You're too nice, Captain. Seeing that smile cleared up all my worries. It's good to have you back. I hope you'll keep fighting with us. We're in this together. And he offers his hand to Shinra. And Shinra just kind of, grins. Of course, Captain. He didn't push me away. He just accepted it. Accepted me. Even though I turned into that matricide bastard, he didn't abandon me. Nobody would go that far for a guy like me. Nobody but the captain. And then Shinra, like, kind of smells something. Or there's a sniffing sound, but I don't know why he's sniffing. Because he bows over. Thank you. I would be honored to fight under your command again, sir. So here's what we're looking at. It's been 3 months. Now we're basically getting, I guess, an overview of the whole past 3 months. And 5 pillars have appeared too. One of those titanic infernals appeared each time too, but Hajime and the second were there to meet them. Oguro from Hajime has taken the lead on the interceptions, and they've all been successful. I guess Oguro was able to handle Corona pretty well. One sec. I heard they even loaded Captain Honda into a Hajime cannon and blasted him right into one of the giants. That's a good image. Oguro. I know that guy. He's the Hajime rookie that's been rising up the ranks. He's a bastard who doesn't mince words, but that's actually made him pretty popular with the citizens. I guess they think he's honest. And that's basically what's been going on. I appreciate the rundown. There's one thing Sister Ira said that has me curious. She said people have been getting stronger with each new pillar. Well, I couldn't really say. Non-powered folks like Sister and I don't know much about it, but Maki and Hinoa felt their powers rising. That makes Shinra realize he doesn't know about Iris yet. But from what I've heard, the biggest effect has been on third generations, who were already strong to begin with. And that catches Shinra's attention. You said you saw the past in a dream, right? You think it's related? Well, Captain Shinmon said something. About a dream he had. A dream that felt real. Speaking of Shinmon, we finally see him. He's leaning on a wall, sitting by a wall, drinking sake. He looks down and smiles. And Conro walks up to him, drinking under the moonlight, and passed out by the look of it. Oh no, he's unconscious. Okay. Waka, come on, brush your teeth and head to bed. Benimaru! Oh no, he's... This might be a flashback to when he had that dream. And now we have Beni as like a kid with a younger Conro, still older than Beni, but still. And they're both looking up at the moon, and Beni says, I like the moon more than the sun. What? And he's like, Conro looks at him, shocked. Are you just saying that because you can't use the Nichirin for crap? No! You keep talking like that, you're gonna get chewed out again. It's not what I'm trying to say. It's just, I think the Akatsuki you use, that's the Crimson Moon technique from the fight with, that one demon, way back in the Asakusa arc, is a lot cooler than the Nichirin. It's like a big fireworks show. I think that fits Asakusa's style more. Conro just looks out into the distance. The moon can only shine so bright, and it'd be hard to make it shine at your level. And Benimaru looks at him. The moon's a funny thing. Without the sun's light, it disappears. Akatsuki is a double-edged sword. It's a fickle attack that can't do anything without the trusty sun's light. Conrad puts his hand on Benny's head. But you can shine on your own. So do as he says and learn Nichirin. All right. Hey, you little shit, we're starting! Oh, is this Benny's teacher? Benny glares up at him. Asakusa Fire Chief, Shinmon Hibachi. Yes, sir. To be continued chapter 221, Asakusa style. Okay, we're getting some kind of Beni flashback now. That's cool. So yeah, the chapter as a whole doesn't really do a whole lot, I will admit. It just kind of reiterates stuff that we've already... It just kind of lays out the facts that we already either know or kind of put together just from, the past 3 chapters of being post-time skip. Can we say time skip? Nothing really changed with the characters, so it's kind of weird to say time skip. Kind of like the Full Metal Alchemist time skip, where just, jump 6 months to move everyone around for the final battle. That's very much what this feels like, actually. Just, shaking up the world a little bit for the final battle. Except here, Company 8 is still in the same place, but whatever. You know what I mean. So anyway, yeah, no one really offers any ideas about what Adola is. The Hibana and Lich scene is really just laying out all of the Adola thoughts that Shinra and Arthur had 2 weeks ago. But this time is more sciencey. So yeah, not much to say there. The Obi Shinra scene has a good bit of bonding in there. Just, Obi reasserting his faith in Shinra, knowing that he's not the person, not the doppelganger who took over his body for 3 months. And it's really nice. Then we get a little bit of what's been happening for the past 3 months on the this world side of things, which is really just, the pillars have each come with the Titanic Infernal, and Oguro and Korono and Honda have been dealing with them. Also, Oguro is just like, the real big reveal here is that Oguro has become really popular over the past 3 months. So I'm curious how that's going to turn things out. We'll have to kind of see how all that plays out going forward. Then we find out that that Benimaru had a dream. And I don't know if this dream we see at the end, this flashback is the dream. I'm not sure, but it looks like this flashback is going to be the focus for a little while. As we meet Shinmo and Hibachi, who might be Beni's father or grandfather or something. There's definitely some kind of familial connection there. And we see a time before Beni could use his Nichirin. So that's interesting enough, I guess. But this chapter really is just kind of, it feels like it's just kind of a catch up of, if you've missed the past 3 chapters, here's what's going on. It feels like if you had not read the past 3 chapters, you could read this and you basically be caught up, because the only thing it doesn't really talk about is Shinra attacking Iris, but that got kind of wrapped up definitively last week, so we don't need to worry about that anymore. So I don't know, the chapter just feels like it's kind of treading water until we get to that flashback with Beni that will hopefully have something to say about this story going forward. So yeah, that's all I have to say for this chapter. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, drop me a like or subscribe, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!